Hi everyone, hope you're doing great. This is Maro. So, I did it. I went and I got me a Somers. I don't really think I had that much of a choice given that Wargaming is taking the ship out of the armory. But even more intriguingly, my recent video, which you can see here, basically said that Somers is one tier 10 destroyer that most consistently does damage almost regardless of player skill. Now, that doesn't mean that the worst player and the best player do the same amount of damage, but what it does mean is that the difference between the worst player and the best player is the smallest when it comes to tier 10 destroyers. So I figured, given my skill set, this would be perfect. Even if I struggle to get the win percentage higher, at least the damage numbers may be somewhat decent. So I got to play 5 or 6 games, and I have to say, it was a very enjoyable experience. And, you know, I still continue to struggle because I thought that Gearing is a better ship. And somehow, in even these few games that I played with Somers, I was able to do more damage than I do with Gearing. Now, I only played, I think, maybe 5 games or 6 games, but I think the average was 80,000 in damage, which for me is a really big number. And it's a lot higher than my average in Gearing. And I enjoy playing Gearing. I think it's a very good destroyer. I think I know how to play Gearing, at least when it comes to, winning, because my win percentage in Gearing is pretty high. I think higher than in most ships. My damage numbers are not as high because I think the way I play Gearing, it's a lot of spotting, a lot of scouting for your team and caps, and that's not necessarily, damage dealing. In any case, I found Somers, surprisingly nice to play. Oh, here we go. Come here, Brindisi. Let's see. Uh, I love that. I mean, the Italian cruisers, I love playing the Italian cruisers, but when they hit a destroyer with their sap shells, it's just like, oh my goodness, somebody get me out of here because it hurts so much. In any case, Somers and Gearing. So, Gearing, 6 guns, high reload rate. I think the DPM out of the base is maybe like 50% higher. So much better guns than what Somers has. Somers gets 8 of them, so that first salvo, especially against a destroyer, is it can do some serious damage. But when it comes to sustained fire, Somers cannot do that. He doesn't have the rate of fire, doesn't have the DPM, doesn't even have the health pool to support that. I mean, Gearing herself doesn't have a large health pool, but Somers, I think, has the smallest health pool in Tier 10. So clearly, this ship is not meant to engage in um, gun to gun fights. But what it does have are torps. And this is the area where I was quite confused because these torps, Gearing has access to the same torps. Now, Somers gets 12 of them, and Gearing gets 10 of them. So that means Somers got 20% more, but they take slightly longer. Oh, this is the mistake I made. So I'm turning here. There was no reason. I see Edinburgh. I'm like, oh, whatever. But but then bam, radar. There's my panic smoke. Ugh, 1/3 of my health gone, and now I'm like, oh, let me just try to get out of here before it's too late. Wiggle left, wiggle right, try to minimize the amount of damage I take. And I guess sometimes that's all you can do. And I guess this player playing Edinburgh with radar, it's not something that I necessarily see quite often in randoms. So totally caught me by surprise here. And I'm sure he was enjoying that. I guess the torps that I sent down the slot hit, I believe, Massachusetts. Now I'm trying to get some damage on this Edinburgh, but can't really do that much. And you can see the gun arcs. You know, these shells are also the US destroyer shells. They take quite a while to get anywhere. So I'm trying to get some damage on Edinburgh. It's not doing much. Smoland is back in. The radar is up. There is a Holland waiting for her to render. Ah, there she is. So I send a salvo, and I think, let's see, one shell, I think. So not much at all. And again, you see this. This is just, it's not so easy to hit small maneuvering targets in distance with these guns. You have to get closer to be able to do that. Now, I'm just trying to leave the spot. I don't want to eat any of those Holland torps in case he sends some. I launch my torps just in their general direction. And this is it about these torps. You have 3 launchers of 4 torps each. So you're able to send 12 torps. And these torps have range, 16.5 kilometers of range. Now, the way I built Somers is as a torp boat, all in, so captain scale modules. I even trade some of that range for speed. So I think the torps have 74 knots speed, so it makes them really fast, makes them hard to avoid. And there goes Holland. It's usually the other way around with the pan-European torps, Holland's torps getting other destroyers. But these are some good torps, and I think being able to send 3 pairs, I guess not pairs, but 3 groupings of 4 gives you the room and space if you need to, but also ability to saturate an area with torps if you choose to do so as well. And even in my build, I think the range is around 13.2, 13.4. And I feel that's plenty of range because my ability to maybe hit ships beyond that, becomes tricky because it takes more time for torps to get there and allows the ship to maneuver and get out of dodge. And 13.4 is above 12K, which is the Russian radar. So as long as I can stay outside Russian radar, then I feel I'm okay. I'm safe enough that I don't need to worry that much. So here, this Benson, after Jean-Bart went down, decided to take the 3 of us on. So you got Smoland, you got me, you got Nevsky, you even got Georgia in the back. And he's charging, got his New Year's camo on. And I try to join in into the fun, and I get a nice salvo therefore, which is usually not the rule. It's more of an exception. And I don't want to run into Benson's torps. I'm trying to get more of my guns on Benson. Try to do some more damage. One shell here. See, I keep kind of missing. You really have to give it a lead. Here it's another one. And then I do enjoy seeing the 8 shells flying. I think that's kind of nice. And they are 7. That was pretty cool. And Benson's gone. So now, turning around, Massachusetts seems changed her mind. Edinburgh and Brindisi have flipped the cap, so not necessarily too safe to wander that way. Oh, make that Edinburgh. Nevsky just took Brindisi out. And there's a Holland between B and C slots. And Smoland seems to be keen to hunt her down, and I think I'm gonna continue what I've been doing so far is try to stay close to a gunboat. Certainly not getting close to that Edinburgh with her radar. So I sent some torps towards Massachusetts, just in case I get lucky, although I'm not necessarily counting on it. Now, another thing that Somers has on gearing is speed. It's slightly faster. I think with the flag and with the speed boost, you can get in excess of 40 knots in the Somers, which is good. Now, gearing is only maybe, I think, 2 or so knots behind, but then gearing gets a choice between the FAA and the speed boost. And, given that gearing's AA is better to begin with than Somers, Somers is almost non-existent, really. And in 2 or 3 games where there were CVs and they paid attention to me, it made it quite hard to really do well in the game. Now, because you get so many torps and you're able to send so many of them down range, you kind of almost inevitably keep hitting enemy ships, so you get damage numbers that are still pretty impressive, at least for me. Edinburgh took our Cossack, and Holland went into the B cap, so they're about to start flipping the B cap as well. Now we still have a lead of, what is that, 120 points, and we have one ship lead as well. But as I was saying, the non-existent AA when it comes to Somers uh, makes it very hard in a CV game. You have to stay closer to your ships. I mean, you can take advantage of your torpedo range and so on, but still, it's not an easy task. There is Edinburgh coming up the slot. I sent 2 sets of torps just in case she went up, but it seems she's also going into the B cap. There is Holland. Smallland's already engaging her. I send another set of torps down just in case Edinburgh maybe hits it. Given that I'm too far to really engage from Holland and Edinburgh's coming and I've experienced what Edinburgh can do to me, I decide to stay a little clear and engage from a little bit of distance. So Holland took our Pommern out, and I sent my salvos down. 2 hits, 1,000 damage. Edinburgh just basically stops clear of my torps. I don't know if she had hydro on or just turned around. Smallland is under pressure there. It's not gonna last too long. But my hits 4, 3. It's like just under 1,000, and that Edinburgh still has 10,000. It would take me quite a long time. It's good that Nevsky's there and is able to whittle her down. So I get on the other side of the island, get a little protection and ability to shoot from there. So that's another 3 hits, and she's on fire. And basically, it was just a matter of time. So Edinburgh out. So now that Holland is taking that B cap, and normally I wouldn't really battle over caps, especially with a Holland. But I have a Nevsky here, and I don't really see any other ships supporting Holland, and I think that Holland is also low on health. So I figure, this may be a good time to engage. So Nevsky runs the radar. No Holland yet. There she is. Now she comes up. I send some of my torps just in case and wait to see where the Holland is. I get my salvo, and I do like the fact that Somers has 8 guns. Okay, I hit 2, so not much damage, but Holland leaves the cap. Now I'm detected, Holland's gone, but I don't really have, not a lot of ships have direct line of fire. Perhaps that Conqueror, but it seems that island is really blocking his view. And now I'm undetected again, and I decide to kind of not really pursue this Holland closer to Conqueror. We have the cap. We are down 30 points. Oh, there's the Holland again. You see turning around. And my concealment is not bad. It's 5.8 versus I think 6 for Holland, so I'm able to outspot him. So I had some extra time there. Although with Somers, your ability to get your turrets on the target, your guns, it takes longer. It's not like gearing. So there's a little bit of a delay there, but it's still doable. So now I'm again going away. I think Conqueror chose not to shoot me, which is good. We're down around 10, 15 points, but we have two caps to one of theirs. And in terms of ships, we are down one ship. So they're 5 versus 4. So things are changing, and now they took the lead. Interesting. How can they take the lead if we have two caps to their one? Okay, they've stepped on one of our caps, and that's the A cap. So there's a Jean Part there and Kleber, and it seems Conqueror is making her way there. So I see the Holland is also back at the B cap. So I kind of do the same thing. I send my torps again, and you see how fast they reloaded. I pretty much made a circle around that island, and the torps were ready to go. And Nevsky is using her radar again, but nothing's coming up, so must be at the edge of the cap. So now we're 3 minutes, we're 20 points behind, and I'm kind of really would like to take this Holland out. So I get that first salvo, and that's a good hit for me. That's almost 2006 hits. And now Massachusetts comes out. I start to smoke up immediately. I don't want to take too much damage from the Massachusetts. And I just need that kill and that one errant shell. You know, you can really thank the RNG here for, because sometimes you aim and you miss, and here my aim wasn't so good, but RNG was on my side. So with that Holland out, we got the 30-point lead, we got the cap. I try to do some more damage here to the Massachusetts, but I don't really see him, and there he is. And he's shooting at me blind, but he didn't get me. But in any case, there's really no reason for me to hang here anymore, and I don't have the good look at that mass behind that island. So now I'm thinking perhaps I can get that maybe Jean Bart there. If he continues going forward, I may get a good angle to send my torps. So I start going that way, and in the meantime, Kleber takes Nevsky, so we are, what is that, 60 points behind, 3 versus 4 ships. We each have one cap, and Georgia is flipping the C cap. So I decide to go after this Jean Bart. My Amagi is kind of far. Jean Bart seems to be reversing. It had just about 10,000 in health, 11,000. I think the Amagi shells are flying in. That's down to around 6,700. My Georgia. Well, my Georgia missed the cap and not flipping it anymore. And we are now, what is that, 70 points behind? And there is what, 1.5 minutes left. So that's pretty much it. Maybe if we get the Jean Bart out, maybe we win, but who knows? We'll see. So at this point, it's really do or die. You have nothing to lose. So I'm looking for Jean Bart. I see the Conqueror, and time is ticking. It's 1 minute. There's Jean Bart. Seems to be inching forward. So I send all of my 3 sets pretty much on course, one just a little bit to the left, and now it's just a matter of luck. And I also open up with my guns just in case that for whatever reason my torps don't get there in time. And it's 500 down to 6,000. It's another 900. I mean, this distance, 9 kilometers for a slow moving battleship, even these guns can hit. And here, get lucky, those HE shells miss. So Jean Bart is down to 2,500, 17 seconds, 1,300, and bam, Jean Bart, we have the lead, 20, 30 points, and it's 7 seconds. that was my Kraken as well. So things are looking good. Just live and and there's the win. So this was a very good game, very enjoyable game. Also, I got to make the decisive move, which doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's certainly a great experience. So very good game, solid damage, Kraken, Confederate, top of the team. But I mean, look at that Edinburgh on their team, 1600. That would have been a 2500 point game. So very good play on their side as well. So Somers, you know, I don't regret getting it. Somehow this ship outperforms gearing. I like gearing. I do well in gearing, but I somehow feel that Somers has an edge. These extra torps, three launchers, a little bit of higher speed. It just makes it work. So as you think about, do you want to get Somers or not? Do you want to use your steel before she's gone? If you like playing Torp like destroyers, Somers can be your pick. Now, if you have Benham and, I don't know, Gearing, you play her as a Torp ship and Shima, I mean, it's kind of debatable what else Somers brings. It feels enjoyable to play a ship. It feels like a fun ship. It feels like a ship that can do things. So, yes, playing against CVs is not fun, but I honestly feel it offers better gameplay than Venom. So in that case, I would say that Somers is a ship that's more fun for me. Now, sending 16 Torps downrange in a Venom is also enjoyable, but I like what Somers brings to the game, and I like playing her, so I am glad I got her. And with that, we come to the end of this video. I wish you the best of luck on the high seas. Maro, out.